started off with a little laugh, right? Yes, why not? So, as I said last week, here at Joyful Gathering Spiritual Center, we are thoroughly committed to being a catalyst for personal and collective transformation in which the heart is open to experience God's profound love, joy, and infinite potential as we move into these divinely inspired dreams, our divinely inspired dreams, and allow them to become manifest. This is who we are here, and this is what we're all about. How we can live our lives on purpose, in joy, in happiness, just the way we want to live it. Just the way we want to. Why not? We do enough. You see people, they can manifest enough misery in their lives. Well, we are doing the opposite. We are manifesting joy and happiness and fulfillment in our lives. That's what we're about here, and that's what we teach. So, if you think about distilling all of our teachings, our spiritual teachings, down to specific practices, I propose that there are 9 of them. We're going to do 9 of them. And when experienced in tandem, support us in living our God-centered nature with our hearts open and our visions and our dreams made manifest. And we have called this the Divine 9, just because it's easy to remember when you have a little saying that goes with it. The Divine 9, yes. As a reminder, I'm going to do a really quick reminder of what we thus far have spoken about. Out of the 9, the first practice was sacred service, which most people here are in, sacred service, otherwise known as serva, which is an Indian word, S-E-V-A, for being in service. It is the giving of our talent from the overflow of our infinite nature, our infinite beingness, from a place of knowing that as we serve all of God's creation, we are reenacting the loving givingness of God itself. We are participating in the flow of life itself, because this divine energy just gives and gives and gives. That's what it does, expanding itself. And so when we're in alignment with that, with our giving of our service, we reap the greatest fulfillment and benefits. Sacred giving, number 2, otherwise known as tithing. And that's where we give a portion of our treasure to the place where we get spiritually nourished and nurtured, uplifted. And this practice is life transforming. In fact, we have several classes, 4 in particular, by Mary Morrissey that I'm like getting ready to get into that again. It's what's it called? Mary Morrissey's. Oh, Prosperity Plus. Yeah, she has 4 of them, and we like to teach the last one because it sums it all up. So we're going to do that one again soon. And that leads us to the one we did 2 last week, visioning. We even did a quick visioning. We explored that last week as a way to open up to receive God's highest and best good for our lives. There's 5 questions involved in that. Some of them are on the table out front if you want to grab one. It's where we live our lives by design, not by default. Because if we don't design and have a clear vision of how we want to be, show up, and experience on this planet, we will create. We will create in default. And I prefer to create with design. I want to design my vision. I want to have a clear vision of what it is that I want to experience in life. And then we did spiritual mind treatment, which is affirmative prayer. That was really cool. Last week we did visioning, and we did an affirmative prayer. And that takes the visioning and brings it into manifestation because it opens us up to the infinite good of God in other ways. That these are all practices to open us up, our whole being, our energy being, we're energy beings, to open us up to receive and to experience, because it's all within. In fact, the title of this talk is Within as Without, because it's all one. So, spiritual mind treatment, very, very powerful. Today we're going to look at two more practices, focusing on the words of Master Teacher Jesus. He said, "Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things shall be added unto you." And that's a beautiful promise, right? Seek ye first the kingdom, and all things shall be added to you. If you break it down. In this service, we will deepen into this promise and into this sacred practice of meditation and visualization. That's what we're going to talk about today. Meditation, and we're going to have a short little thing at the end, and meditation as visualization. One of which enables us to go within, and the other without, if you will, to manifest the outer. Visualization is manifesting that which doesn't seem like it's there already, but it really is, and we'll talk about that today. Both of these empower our innate ability to have and create a world that we truly do design for ourselves. It's what we want to experience. So first, we have meditation. That's not on. Meditation, that's not on. Steve doesn't have his hearing aids. The Facebook is not on. Thank you. That's not part of it, but it's all part of life, isn't it? Is it on? Okay. All right. That was a brief interruption, like a little commercial or a static thing that we used to get on our TV. We are now back to our reality of this moment in this room, right? All right, meditation, very important. I suspect that most of us here have some sort of practice, meditation practice. Yes?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. And we do this every day to get centered, to open up to the infinite good of God to flow through us. And it's really valuable and important to regroup, to reground, and to gain clarity. And most importantly, to experience a sense of oneness with the divine. Think for a moment of this analogy. I love this analogy. Let water represent the divine, okay? What happens when you try to grab water? Nothing. There's nothing there to grab, right? But we can immerse ourselves in water and have a wonderful experience of water. And so that's what meditation is like, immersing into ourselves, into the divine, or really are the divine, but just consciously immersing ourselves into it, and is the practice that allows us to seek ye first the kingdom. We have to be open, stopping with the chattered mind. Ernest Holmes, in his book, The Power of an Idea, wrote, "Life gives us the tools, but we have to use them. It is from the mountaintop of spiritual communion that we receive the inspiration, and we must keep the channel free and clear. We must provide a way for the ideas of spirit to flow into our minds and out into what we are doing. And we must give our consent to them. One part of the mind is already in heaven, For there is a place in you and me, he says, that is above confusion and fear, no matter how disturbed our thoughts may be. If we get quiet long enough and listen deep enough, we shall hear. We have to quiet the mind. I have a few quotes here that talk about that quieting of the mind. Christian Larson, in The Pathway of Roses, his book, the more deeply we love the inner life and the riches of the Spirit, the more spiritual and illumined we become. Accordingly, we can see more and more clearly how to do all things as they should be done. Our mistakes will decrease. Our wrongs and evil will disappear. To love the life is to enter the spirit of truth. And in the truth, there is freedom. Freedom from sickness, from evil, from weakness and want. And that sounds pretty good, to be free of all that human stuff. And we can, because we are spiritual beings. And there is none of that, those conditions in life to tether us. Not the spirit. The spirit cannot be harmed or altered or changed in any way. So we all realize the importance, the benefit of the quiet mind. But what is the challenge here? Because there is a challenge with meditation. When you first start meditating, maybe you remember, maybe you're still having it. One of the 20th century's greatest Hindu sages wrote, "What stands in the way of my knowing myself or God?" And somebody went, well, let me do this again. So a student asked Ramana Maharishi, one of the 20th century's greatest Hindu sages, "What stands in the way of my knowing myself or God?" And he shot back, "Your wandering mind." So when we sit in meditation, maybe you've had it, where the mind just starts thinking, and it goes down like this rabbit hole of thoughts, things, and then something, and then you have to take that breath and bring yourself back again. So I absolutely loved this description. This is found in World's Religions by Houston Smith. He wrote this: "The motions of the average mind, say the Hindus, are about as orderly as those of a crazed monkey cavorting around his cage. Nay, more like the prancings of a drunk, crazed monkey. Even so, we have not conveyed its restlessness. The mind is like a drunken, crazed monkey that has St. Vitus dance." This goes on and on. To do justice to our theme, however, we must go to the final step. The mind is like a drunken, crazed monkey with St. Vitus dance who has just been stung by a wasp. This is our thoughts, our mind he's describing. How long can the average mind think about one thing only, without slipping first into the senseless thinking about that thing? This is still Houston Smith. And taken off from there on a senseless chain of irrelevancies, about 3.5 seconds. That's what we get. That's a long time for the brain to stop thinking. 3.5 seconds. We're thinking like 60,000 thoughts in a day or more. That's a lot of thoughts. So back to Houston Smith. Psychologists tell us 3.5 seconds. Like a ping pong ball, the mind will all right where its owner directs it, but only to take off immediately on a jittery flight of staccato bounces that are completely out of hand. What if the mind could be turned in from a ping pong ball into a lump of dough, which when thrown against the wall, sticks, unless we deliberately move it. Would not its power increase if it could be thus held in focus? Would not its strength be compounded? This is the aim of meditation. To be still, to quiet the mind. When all the senses, he says, are still, the mind is at rest. When the intellect wavers not, that, say the wise, is the highest state. Highest state of our being is when we can sit in that quiet. And if our mind wanders, breathe and bring it back, and bring it back, until we just open up to this blissful state of meditation. I could talk on and on about the virtues of meditation, scientific research about meditation, etc. But if I did, I would be like the man who came to visit the home of a well-known writer on spiritual themes, who took him into his exceptionally full library. There were many books on every conceivable way of meditating. Really, a very impressive collection of books on meditation. With all these books on the subject, the visitor said, you must be very adept in meditation. The host looked a little embarrassed and said, frankly, I am so busy reading and studying, I don't have any time to meditate. How many times do we do that? Well, I can't meditate today. I got to go read my spiritual book. He's like, the meditation first, every day. So I'm not going to talk about meditation anymore. And in a few moments, we will experience a little short meditation, a calming of the wandering, prancing mind. But first, we're going to look at our second divine nine for today. And that is visualization. You might think, wait a minute, we did that last week. We did visioning last week. Why do we have to talk about it again when we already did it? Is it the same thing? Visioning, visualizations. And I get this a lot. I do. Visioning, visualizations. Well, to answer your question, yes, we did talk about it last week. We did experience a little bit of visioning last week. And no, visioning is not like visualization. They are not the same thing. They are, in fact, two very, very different things. In visioning, the sacred practice we explored last week, we are open and receptive with no preconceived ideas. We just sit in the silence and we allow. We allow whatever flows through us, as us. We allow that to guide us. We're open. We're receptive. We are a blank canvas awaiting inspiration from on high, and actually from the depths of our being, because all that wisdom is within us as well, on what the highest and best good is for our lives. Visioning goes beyond what we think we want to have or to be or to do. Visioning comes first, then comes visualization. Visualization is putting, and I apologize to the vegetarians, but it's putting the meat on the bone, okay, of our vision. It's like a metaphor. So it is beefing, I wasn't beef. It is enriching. It is enriching the bones of visioning. So visualization is seeing the vision as already done. Seeing it, experiencing it, really feeling it at the depths of our being, getting the whole feeling state of what it is we want to experience in our lives. We might commune with the divine on this, but it is coming from our mind's picture. So it's very important for us to spend time seeing, feeling, tasting this vision that at this point should be pretty clear after we do visioning in our mind. See it as done already. Really, really see it as done. Feel it. Because the law is neutral. We know this. The divine law, energy of God, energy is God, is neutral. It is not personal. So if you're seeing, visualizing something as done already, the law says yes, because that's all the law does, right? It says yes. That's why you want to create by design. So it's giving us much faster that which we have a clarity of vision that we want to experience. So it's giving that to us much faster with our visualization. Just feel it. Dr. O. Carl Simonton was a radiation oncologist and a medical director of the Cancer Counseling and Research Center in Dallas when he suggested to a patient that he could influence his own disease through visualization. The patient was 61 years old with throat cancer so advanced that he was extremely weak and could barely swallow or even breathe. And he had a 5% chance of surviving. Simonton taught the man a very specific visualization therapy. The results were so dramatic and the recovery was so remarkable that Simonton and his colleagues taught this mental imaging technique to 159 cancer patients considered incurable. 4 years later, these were the results. 14 of the terminal patients were disease-free. 17 had stabilized. In another 12, the cancer was regressing. Altogether, an astonishing 63 of the 159 terminal patients were still alive. And that's taken from the Architecture of Abundance. Visualization and visioning are so powerful when you realize that we are dealing in a field of infinite potentiality. So we get to pick and we get to choose what it is we want to experience. That's how powerful we are. No one told us this, but it is the truth. It's what I believe. That's why I call it the truth. And if you care to believe that, then you are accessing all the power of the universe to use in your life. You can choose what it is you want to experience. Here, I'll give you really short. I did this in class on Thursday. Really short example. So my spine, I was told, no, you can't get a fusion, after I went to a place that told me that. And I thought, well, my spine is unstable. I'm walking around with an unstable spine. So I don't want that image in my mind. So I started, and as most people here know, taking these exercise classes with a very specialized coach. And she gave me an image without her realizing what she was doing for me. She said, I want you to imagine that, because everything's muscle in your body, that there's a muscle that runs, because there's a muscle that runs around your spine. And if we keep working to build that muscle up around your spine, it will stabilize your spine. And so this was such a gift to me because I took that and I used that in my visualization every single morning. I see this muscle getting stronger and stronger and stabilizing my spine. Because you don't want to walk around with a fractured back, which I was told, and an unstable spine. I mean, I don't want to have that in my consciousness. So now I can replace it. What a gift. What a gift. Because now I see it getting stronger and stronger, and it is. And it is. Anyway, that's a short story of how we can visualize, see what we want to experience in our lives. We can do this. That's the power of visualization. So let's put together both of these spiritual practices, and I want to start by using meditation. We're going to have a little brief thing here. And this is from the late now Vietnamese Buddhist monk, teacher, author, peace activist, Thich Nhat Hanh. This is a meditation that he created. So we're gonna take it right from this. So if you just close your eyes and just join me in this, we're gonna do a really sweet meditation. So let's just take a really cleansing breath, releasing anything, any thought, any feeling that went before that. So as you breathe in, I want you to repeat this softly to yourself. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. And again, breathing in, calm. Breathing out, smile. Present moment, wonderful moment. Breathing in, calm. Breathing out, smile. Present moment, wonderful moment. Calm. Smile. Present. Wonderful. From that silent, sacred place, visualize your dream. What vision? And how does it feel? This is a dream you have been waiting to manifest. It's already here. Feeling it, being it. And so feeling what it is that we truly wish to experience in life, that vision we hold for ourselves. There is nothing that is out of our reach. Everything is possible. Visualize that feeling of whatever it is, joy, peace, love, abundance. And feel it. And give thanks for that feeling. Give thanks for the good that you have created for yourself. Give thanks for all the good that is always unfolding in your lives. give great deep gratitude for all the good that is yet to unfold, and the feeling of that beautiful vision that you had. Give great gratitude, thanksgiving. And in that grateful atmosphere, I know that each one's vision and their visualization has been made manifest in this moment, right here, right now, because I released this whole entire experience into that intelligent universal law where this word, these practices are made manifest for each and every one, all of the time. And so it is. So it is. Say amen.